Welcome to Nagrand, a mystical realm filled with ancient history and untold wonders. Our journey begins at Oshu'gun, a towering crystal formation that holds great power and draws pilgrims and seekers of knowledge from all corners of the world. As we continue our exploration, we come across Garadar, a village that showcases the resilience of the Mag'har Orcs. Led by Garrosh Hellscream and guided by Great Mother Gaia, the Mag'har proudly preserve their uncorrupted heritage in the face of adversity. Our final destination is Twilight Ridge, once a majestic palace city known as Highmaul. However, it is now home to the Death Shadow cultists, led by the Eredar Rethedrin the Subduer. Their sinister plans to open a dimensional gateway and unleash the Burning Legion must be stopped. Join me as we delve into the depths of Nagrand, uncover its secrets, and shape our own destiny in this land of beauty and turmoil. In Nagrand, where the very air was infused with ancient power, a tale of honor, conflict, and dark magic unfolded. This sacred land, revered by the noble Orcs, served as a gathering place for their clans, where the vibrant Kosh-Harg celebrations took place twice a year. At the foot of the majestic Oshu'gun mountain, the clans would unite, offering gratitude to the spirits that watched over them. Among the clans that called Nagrand home, the fierce Warsong clan stood out. These warriors, mounted on their loyal wolves, embodied the spirit of battle, their language echoing the clash of axes and the fury of combat. Sharing the region were the Burning Blade clan, their presence a constant reminder of the Orcs' mortal enemies, the ogres of the mighty Gorian Empire. Highmaul, the Empire's grand city, loomed in the western reaches of Nagrand, casting a shadow over the land. It was during the tumultuous war against the Draenei that the fate of Nagrand took a dramatic turn. Prophet Velen, accompanied by a group of priests, sought refuge within Oshu'gun, the mystical vessel that had brought them to Draenor. However, their sanctuary was short-lived, as Durotan, leader of the Frostwolf clan, and his warriors captured them. In a surprising act of mercy, Durotan released the Draenei, believing that their willingness to be taken captive stripped them of honor. Little did they know that this encounter would shape the destiny of Nagrand. As the elements turned their backs on the Orcish people, leaving them bereft of their ancient connection, a dark presence crept into the heart of Nagrand. It was in the very shadow of Oshu'gun that Gul'dan, a sinister warlock, introduced the Orcs to the corrupting powers of fell magic. The once lush and fertile land began to wither under the influence of this malevolent force. Droughts plagued the region, transforming fertile soil into lifeless dust. Incapable of nurturing grasses or crops, the area itself carried a pungent scent, reminiscent of something burning, a haunting reminder of the darkness that had taken hold. And so the tale of Nagrand unfolded. A land once teeming with life and harmony, now caught in the grip of conflict and corruption. The Orcs, torn between their ancestral traditions and the allure of forbidden power, stood at a crossroads, their choices echoing through the very fabric of this enchanting land. In the wake of the Horde's conquest of Draenor, a dire threat loomed over the Orcs. Starvation gripped the land, forcing the desperate Orcs to hunt the native creatures to near extinction. The once loyal wolf mounts of the Warsong Raiders became a source of sustenance, as the Orcs turned on their former companions. The famine not only ravaged their bodies, but also their minds, driving many Orcs to madness. In the chaos, violent clashes erupted between the clans, leaving a trail of death and destruction in their wake. Among the clans, the Warsongs were those who succumbed entirely to the depths of insanity. Over time, the Bone Chewer Orcs moved to Nagrand. This region, unlike many others in Draenor, still retained its vibrant greenery, a testament to the Bone Chewer's fierce battle spirit that kept them away from the corrupting influence of warlocks. While Nagrand did suffer some dryness, it managed to escape the worst of the corruption that had befallen other parts of the world. It became a sanctuary, a haven of purity amidst the chaos. The locals even gave it a name that reflected its unspoiled nature, Mag'har, meaning uncorrupted. Nagrand stood as a rare testament to the world's former beauty, a reminder of what once was. In the epic saga of Warcraft 3: The Frozen Throne, an alliance of Illidan Stormrage, Kael'thas Sunstrider, and Lady Vash embarked on a daring mission to conquer the Black Temple, a stronghold held by the fearsome Magtheridon. Their strategy involved disabling a series of interdimensional gateways that Magtheridon used to summon demons from the treacherous Twisting Nether. This plan proved successful, and the Black Temple fell into the hands of the group. As the story unfolds, a stunning revelation emerges. It is unveiled that one of these formidable gateways was concealed within Nagrand. This mystical land with its ethereal beauty and enigmatic aura became the unexpected hiding place for this gateway of immense power. In the present day, Nagrand has become a refuge for the Mag'har, a noble faction of orcs who resisted the corrupting influence of Manaroth's blood, and severed ties with the other tainted clans. Here, they have established a new home, a sanctuary where they can live free from the taint of demonic corruption. Alongside them, the Kurenai, a group of broken Draenei who seek to discover their true purpose, have also found solace in the serene landscapes of Nagrand. Thus, Nagrand stands as a testament to the resilience and determination of those who have chosen a path of honor and redemption. It is a realm where the echoes of past battles and the whispers of destiny intertwine, creating a tapestry of captivating tales that continue to unfold in this enchanting land. In the midst of the tumultuous Fourth War, Thrall, the esteemed former war chief of the Horde, had sought solace in the sacred land alongside his beloved Agra and their cherished children. Meanwhile, the war on Azeroth raged on, and Varrock Sourfang, a seasoned orc warrior, embarked on a perilous journey to Nagrand. His mission, to implore Thrall to return to Azeroth and aid in the restoration of order within the Horde. As fate would have it, Varrock's path intertwined with that of two cunning Forsaken assassins who were hot on his trail. With unwavering determination, Varrock tracked them to Thrall's newfound sanctuary near the majestic Oshu'gun. In a heart-stirring reunion, Thrall and Varrock discussed the dire state of the Horde, their words filled with a sense of urgency and purpose. However, the reunion was abruptly interrupted by the treacherous Forsaken assailants who launched a surprise attack. Yet the indomitable spirit of the Orcs prevailed, and they emerged victorious against their would-be captors. In the wake of this harrowing encounter, Thrall's resolve was strengthened, and he made the resolute decision to return to Azeroth, ready to lend his strength and wisdom in the pursuit of restoring harmony within the Horde. This captivating tale of loyalty, resilience, and unyielding bonds of friendship serves as a testament to the endearing spirit of the Horde, and the unwavering determination of its noble champions.
You and I, we don't get to hide.
Now I know I've glossed over some key locations, but I wanted to go into more detail on those, but also some others you will explore on the map. So let's get started with Oshu'gun. When Velen and his loyal followers sought to escape the clutches of their corrupted brethren on Argus, a divine being known as Kure descended upon the highest peak of the land. With the majestic Garadar as their vessel, they embarked on a perilous journey to find salvation. But fate had other plans, for the Garadar was split into two separate ships, with the most valiant warriors of the Draenei boarding the Zenadar, alongside the noble Naru Zira. Thus the legendary Army of the Light was born. Meanwhile, the remaining Draenei traversed countless worlds aboard the Garadar, their destiny yet to be revealed. Tragedy struck when the Garadar crashed upon the untamed lands of Draenor. The injured Kara, a Naru of immense power, succumbed to the Void's influence, plunging into a state of darkness. In a desperate bid to save their people, Velen and his brethren were forced to confront the raging battle between light and void within the vessel. With unwavering resolve, Velen shielded his comrades and banished Kara from their midst, but not without paying a heavy price. His strength waned and his visions of the future became clouded. Cast out from the Garadar, Kara became known as the Dark Star, a haunting presence in the eyes of the Orcs dwelling in Shadowmoon Valley. Dor, another Naru aboard the ship, met a similar fate. His remains laid to rest in the crypts of Auchindoun. Over time, Dor slowly regenerated, drawing the spirits of the deceased to the sacred grounds. Meanwhile, Kure remained trapped within Oshu'gun, a towering mountain that held the souls of countless orc ancestors. Weakened by the crash, Kure's holy energies waned, allowing the void to consume the spirits drawn to its vortex. Unbeknownst to the shaman who communed with their ancestors, it was the blessed water they offered that sustained Kure, granting him respite from his impending demise. In the sacred valley at the foot of Oshu'gun, the Kasharg festivals were held, a time of reverence and celebration for the orcs. Fights were forbidden in this hallowed ground, as the spirits of the ancestors watched over their descendants. Within Oshu'gun, shamans would seek guidance from their honored ancestors, unaware that their dreams and visions were facilitated by the fading power of Kure. In the midst of the turmoil, the Draenei recognized the orcish reverence for Oshu'gun. And chose to retreat from the sacred mountain, despite their unbelief in its holiness. However, as the genocide of the Draenei began, Velen sought to explain the true purpose of Oshu'gun to the Frostwolves. The revelation angered Durotan, the chieftain, and his chief shaman Drekthar, who sought his blasphemy against their beloved dead and their spirits. As the war raged on, the elemental spirits turned their backs on the emerging horde, rejecting their actions. When Ner'zhul, the orcish leader, sought guidance from his ancestral spirits at Oshu'gun, he was confronted by Rolkan, who revealed that she had been impersonated and that he had been manipulated into waging war against the Draenei. Overwhelmed with guilt, Ner'zhul realized that he could never redeem himself in the eyes of his ancestors. The sacred grounds of the Kashark festival were later desecrated by Gul'dan, who used the location to showcase the power of his new warlocks. Demons were summoned, and Draenei prisoners were executed on the once peaceful and revered soil. Durotan was disgusted by the lack of concern shown by his fellow Orcs towards this violation. To ensure that the Orcs would never return to Oshu'gun, Kil'jaeden and Gul'dan erected a barrier around the mountain, cutting off contact between the ancestral spirits and Kyurei. Blackhand, the war chief, even forbade the Orcs from setting foot onto the mountain, ensuring that the deception would remain hidden. Demons were stationed as guards, further securing Oshu'gun from any potential visitors. As the invasion raged on, Oshu'gun, the sacred mountain, fell into the control of the nefarious Shadow Council. These agents of darkness, led by the sinister Kil'Sorrow Fortress, unleashed terror fiends and warlocks upon the mountain, tormenting the spirits of Orc ancestors and draining the holy Naaru Kyurei at its core. But the forces of evil were not the only ones drawn to this ancient place of power. The Burning Legion, in their insidious quest for dominance, sought to harness the vortex of Oshu'gun to summon hordes of void spawn. Their sinister plan was thwarted by a brave adventurer who, with the guidance of the benevolent Adal, put an end to the Legion's vile machinations. Meanwhile, the enigmatic Consortium, a group of ethereal traders and smugglers, had their own designs on Oshu'gun. They planned to harvest its resources for their own gain. However, their leader, Nexus Prince Haramad, received word of political situations in the nearby Netherstorm, causing the Consortium to halt their operation. It seemed that even these cunning traders did not wish to incur the wrath of the Naaru. And so the fate of Oshu'gun hung in the balance, caught between the machinations of dark forces and the delicate balance of power in Outland. Only time would tell what destiny awaited the sacred mountain and the secrets it held within its ancient depths. Now we move on to Garadar, a village born out of necessity due to a devastating plague known as Redpox. This village, built around a decade before the First War, was a haven for the victims, carefully quarantined to prevent the spread of the disease. Among the afflicted was Garad, the chieftain of the Frostwolf clan, who selflessly took charge of his fellow victims, sending his son Durotan back to their homeland to protect their people. In a tragic turn of events, Garad succumbed to the Redpox, but not before earning the eternal respect of those he led. In honor of his leadership and sacrifice, the village was named Garadar. Isolated from the fell energies that would later turn the skin of most Orcs green, the Orcs of Garadar became known as the Maghar, the Uncorrupted. Leading the military faction of Garadar is Garrosh Hellscream, son of the legendary Grommash Hellscream, with Joran Deadeye, son of Kil'Rogg Deadeye, by his side. The spiritual guidance of the Maghar is provided by the Great Mother Gaia, Durotan's mother and Thrall's grandmother, who resides in the hospice that serves as the village's inn. With the reopening of the Dark Portal, the Horde, along with Captain Krogan and a band of adventurers, came to aid Garadar. But the story does not end there. Thrall himself, accompanied by his trusted advisor Drekthar and a battalion of his Kor'kron honor guards, made a visit to Garadar. And as the cataclysm of Azeroth loomed on the horizon, Thrall found solace and strength in the embrace of this resilient village. Welcome to Telaar. The town boasts breathtaking scenery with mesmerizing waterfalls and enchanting floating landmasses that pique curiosity about the area's history. Within Telaar, a harmonious existence between Draenei and Broken can be witnessed, as they live and work together. Notably, Telaar stands as one of the few remaining examples of undamaged Draenei architecture in all of Draenor. But take your time to explore and immerse yourself in the splendid beauty that Nagrand has to offer. In the southeastern part of Nagrand, near the border with Telaar Forest, lies a formidable fortress. This fortress is home to the Kil'Sorrow clan, a group known for their heinous acts such as murder, ritual sacrifice, and even consorting with the Legion. Giselda the Crone and her followers are infamous for their involvement in kidnapping and burglary as well. The Maghar and Kyurei have a strong desire for their demise, for obvious reasons. However, there is another reason for their animosity. Within Oshu'gun, the Kil'Sorrow clan performs dark rituals, torturing ancestral spirits and draining the energy of Kyurei with the aid of demons. Their goal is to harness this energy to bolster their own forces with void spawns. But with the assistance of Lantresor of the Blade, the Horde and the Alliance join forces to initiate an open war against them and the Warmaul clan. This fortress is a heavily fortified area, with sturdy wooden walls protecting a stronghold, a grand hall, a kennel, and numerous watchtowers. It is worth noting that this stronghold was named after the infamous demon lord of the Burning Legion, Kil'jaeden. Deep within Nagrand lies the Twilight Ridge, a place of great significance and hidden secrets. It is here that Magtheridon, a powerful demonic pit lord, once used dimensional gateways to bring forth hordes of demons from the twisting nether. These malevolent creatures threatened to consume the land, but Illidan's Stormrage intervened and sealed the gateways, putting an end to the demonic onslaught. Though the gateways are now dormant, a lingering presence remains. The Twilight Ridge, once a majestic palace city known as Highmaul, now harbors a camp of Death Shadow cultists. Led by the Eredar Rethedrin the Subduer, these cultists seek to reopen the gateway and unleash the Burning Legion once more. With dark magic and sinister intentions, they channel their energies into the portal's frame, hoping to breach the barriers that separate dimensions. As if the threat of the cultists wasn't enough, 4 towering statues stand sentinel nearby. These statues, identical to those guarding the dark portal, exude an air of mystery and foreboding. Cloaked in robes and wielding swords, their purpose and origin remain shrouded in uncertainty. Now we move on to the 2 Forge camps. There isn't really any specific lore for these 2 Forge camps. However, there is a quest line that starts with a quest called He Called Himself Outreus. The Alliance picks it up from Huntress Kima, while the Horde picks it up from Matron Celestine. Through the questline, you do various tasks for Outreus, like killing Zeleth in Zangarmarsh, and killing various demons to prove you're not working with Illidan, and various other tasks to help bring down these 2 camps. Once a thriving Mag'har town in northern Nagrand, it now lies in ruins, overrun and claimed by the Warmaul ogres. Broken buildings and debris litter the area, a haunting reminder of the destruction that has taken place. Within these ruins, the Reavers and Shamans of the Warmaul clan have made their home, constructing an ogre mound amidst the crumbling structures. It is here that Horde adventurers, driven by a desire for vengeance, are tasked by Warden Bulrock of Garadar to collect obsidian warbeads, a symbol of retribution against the destruction of the Mag'har town. For those of the Alliance, Warden Moibif Jill of Telaar requests the same, urging them to gather the beads from the Warmault and deliver them to him. But amidst the ruins, there is a place of great significance, the Ring of Blood. It is here that adventurers are tested, their bravery, skill, and strength put to the ultimate test through a series of challenging fights within the ring. As the story unfolds in Warlords of Draenor, it is revealed that these ruins were once an ogre holding, affiliated with the mighty Gorian Empire, long before the formation of the Horde. Once a thriving village known as Hal Valor, located in the southeastern corner of Nagrand, northeast of Kil'Sorrow Fortress, the ruins have fallen under control of the Bladefist clan of ogres, led by the formidable Lantresor of the Blade. As you explore the area, you will witness the remnants of the once proud village, now reduced to crumbling structures and broken dreams. The ogres have made their presence known, constructing an imposing ogre mound above the ruins, a constant reminder of their dominance. But amidst the chaos and destruction, a story of resilience and determination emerges. Lantresor of the Blade, a member of the Boulderfist clan, has risen to power and taken control of the ruins. His presence looms large, as he leads his ogre brethren with an iron fist. The Burning Blade ruins hold a history that is both tragic and captivating, a tale of a once thriving village torn apart by conflict and now inhabited by a new force. As our journey through Nagrand comes to a close, we are left in awe of the ancient history and untold wonders that this land holds. From the towering crystal formation of Oshu'gun, a sacred site for the Orcish ancestors, to the resilient village of Garadar, where the uncorrupted Mag'har Orcs stand as a beacon of hope and unity. As we delve into the depths of Nagrand, uncovering its secrets and forging our own destiny, we are reminded of the beauty and turmoil that coexist in this enchanting realm.